Sure, no ambiguity about it. I guess I took an interrail trip when I was 19, and I think I spent a month roaming around Europe, mostly Eastern Europe as it happened, but anyway, quite a bit of Europe. And I think that kind of cemented the idea that A, there was a Europe, and B, that I was part of it and fascinated by it. That's easy. The Brexit referendum uh, result day was the worst for me. Yes, it was Angela Merkel, saying yes to however many hundreds of thousands of Syrian, etc., refugees, which she put her foot down on and allowed into Germany, possibly against political wisdom. Well, it's a bit hard to say. I don't know what the EU has done for me personally, except maybe to give me hope that that there's a way out of the ridiculous anachronistic mess of nation states, and that there's another way of organizing human affairs on a global way, but which is, or in a global way, which is somehow still connected to and respects individual cultures, languages, traditions, and is federal, let's say, is multicultural, fundamentally multicultural, and about working together, and but also resolving issues at a level above individual peoples and individual states. And somehow, and being, of course, fundamentally democratic, respecting of human rights, peace-loving, one hopes, aware of long-term issues like the climate crisis, global poverty, and many, many other things. And if I may add, what I would like the EU to do for me personally would be to give me a European passport, given that I'm British and I no longer have a European passport according to the wishes of my government, which I don't agree with, of course. So I would like there to be an option for people who wish to be European but don't have, are not a member of, or not a citizen of one of the EU states, to become European rather than to become a citizen of one of those EU states. I would like the EU to be a real European Union, so that's all of Europe without any bits missing, including, of course, Britain and Turkey, which is where I live. But more than that, I would like Europe to be reimagined rather than as a geographical concept, which is kind of ridiculous. And anyway, just ridiculous. It doesn't make sense to be thinking in terms of geographies. It makes sense to be thinking in terms of political concepts or social concepts. And that should be open to everybody. It shouldn't be open just to people who are in a certain, or states, etc., that are in certain geography. Ill-defined, of course. And my definition of the EU would include Russia, it would include Iceland, it would include Turkey and Cyprus, which Cyprus is already there. But it would go wider than that, and there would be no particular limit to it. It would simply be that the countries who joined the European Union were willing to sign up for the many different principles of becoming members of the European Union. And I would like the European Union to actually be a union. So I'm a federalist, and I would want there to be a federal economic policy, federal tax system, federalism in everything which affected the whole, really. And then, of course, more local issues or national, so-called national issues could be decided at a local level or a smaller level, whatever. I don't. It doesn't matter. Or it does matter, but it's not the main issue. I think the main issue is how the world as a whole moves forward, and I think the European Union should be and is to a degree perhaps the best example of for the rest of the world of how we can reimagine the way that we organize human affairs.